everybody, it's Jen. Thanks for coming in today. Welcome back. So today we're going to talk about my January wrap-up. I read a lot of good books this month. I have 6 here to talk about today. 6 is more on the low average of what I usually read per month, but I will be honest, this being my first month into YouTube, I've had to make time for editing and filming, and as I'm getting to learn a new to me program for editing, that has slowed my reading down a little bit. I'm hoping as I move forward, I'm already getting quicker at the editing process, and as I continue to get familiar and more comfortable with being in front of the camera and talking to you guys, the filming shouldn't take as long either. So hopefully I will be able to pick up my reading to around at least 8 books a month is my ultimate goal. Okay, let's get started. The first thing I read in January started off the year with a classic. And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie. So I felt like, can you even call yourself a mystery lover if you've never read an Agatha Christie? So even my daughter, who's 15, has read this and loved it. So I picked this up first, and I'm glad I did. It was 5 stars for me. I really enjoyed it. I could see why this is a classic. I can see why she's known as the Queen of Mystery. I really liked the isolated setting, and I didn't see who it was. I didn't see it coming. So she did a really great job. This was, if you haven't already read this, pick it up. This is a pretty cool, you see this book in so many different versions and copies and everything, and I love this. It's just a softback. So yeah, it's really good. So I rated that 5 stars. That was my first read of the month. I next read Everyone in My Family Has Killed Someone, and this is by Benjamin Stevenson, and I really like this. It was kind of neat to read this one right after reading the Agatha Christie because it had a little bit of a feel of that let's see, I kind of reviewed this already in my priority reads video, but basically it has that kind of classic mystery. It's a locked room, isolated setting as well. I really enjoyed how this broke through the fourth wall. It was like the author was speaking directly to you. It was very unique in that I've never read anything like it before, and I really enjoyed this one. My pre-order of the next one coming out, like Everyone on a Train Has Killed Someone or something like that by the same author, is on its way to me from Barnes & Noble. I love when I pre-order stuff and forget until I get that confirmation email. I'm like, yay! So I read that one. Next, I read The Collected Regrets of Clover. This was obviously a book of the month. This one, Everyone in the Family Killed Someone. I think I gave like 4.5 stars. This one, Collected Regrets of Clover, I gave 5 stars. This one had me laugh out loud. This one also made me cry. This one deals with death. It takes place, we're following Clover, and she is a death doula, which I'm like, oh, that's a thing. I mean, I've heard of birth doulas. Why not, right? So, there's a lot of self-discovery in this book, and obviously you're dealing with death, so that is a very sensitive topic and can be a very emotional topic. I really loved the love story in here. I loved the friendship that Clover made with a neighbor, a female friendship. I really liked her character. And then, of course, so she, someone found out she was a death doula and hired her to kind of be with his grandma as, she's on her last days, and hearing the grandma's backstory and her love story. So you had 2 time periods, but mostly in the present day. I love that as well, and I loved her as a character. So this one was a good one, you guys. You should check this one out. I know I feel like I say I love all the books I read. That's not true. If I don't love something, I'll let you know. But yeah, this was a 5 star. Geez, I mean, it's probably on the top 2 favorites of this month, which I'll get to the other one soon. Okay, the next physical copy book that I own that I read this month was Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. This is a very hyped from last year. It's a YA, which is, it got 4 and it stars for me, 4.5. I really love this. I would say the first half of the book, I probably would have rated it more like 3.5 stars, 4 stars, but then that last half, it was like, man, is this a 4 or 5 star? 4 or 5 star? So I kept going back and forth with my rating, and I think as I sat on it, the reason why I kept kind of feeling torn on what to rate it is because it's YA. So if I was younger, it would have been a 5, and if this was adult, it would have been a 5. So I settled on a 4. I'm excited to pick up the sequel. I own that. This follows Iris and Roman Kit and Iris Winnow, and they are both around 17 to like 20 years old. Roman might have been 19, 17 and 19, and it opens up that we are dropped in to a world where there is a war going on between two major gods, so you get a little bit magical realism in there, a little bit, there's letters going back and forth through like kind of a secret portal. There's some magic in this house, but these two characters, it's kind of like a love to hate. They are both journalists going kind of for the same job position and the same promotion, and so you kind of follow that, and they're both kind of, you know, following. It opens up with Iris has a brother who goes to fight this war, and without getting any spoilers away, it kind of goes from there. I enjoyed this book had chapter titles, which is fun because you don't see that a lot. So I enjoyed that, and definitely I think it lived up to the hype for me. I kind of was already thinking like, here's the hype, here's what I was expecting because of the YA component of it. I have Enchanted River by this author, and that's also fantasy, but it's a adult novel, so that this made me, if anything, more anxious to pick that up, and I have that on my shelf. It's down here. Let's see if I can get it easy for you guys. Yeah, so this is by the same author. This is another book of the month, and this has a sequel out too, so it makes me want to pick this one up. So yeah, so Divine Rivals, 4.5 stars. It was kind of hard to rate for me, but overall I really enjoyed it, and pick it up. Okay. Oh, and this one has a really pretty cover, you guys. Let me show you this naked cover real quick. Oops, there goes my stack of books. It's got this really pretty gold foil typewriter on that, and I just think that's gorgeous. So that was a very gorgeous book. Okay, the next two that I read, one of them's on my Kindle. It was a NetGalley read. I'll post a picture of it here. Victoria Helen Stone is the author, and The Last One Home is the title. Now, I didn't care for this, you guys. Honestly, 2, maybe 3 stars. I still haven't kind of like finalized a rating on that one. I felt bored about 80% of the way through. The last 20% kind of picked up, but then this one we're following a girl who's returning home. Her father was wrongfully convicted of a murder, and her mom is the one that put him in jail. Her grandma's dying. She goes back to her hometown to kind of help grandma and kind of help her clean out the house and all of that. And so you kind of follow the reason why behind mom ratting out dad, and dad did, you know, this murder and all that. I just felt bored, and there was 2 timelines you followed. I can't think of her name, you guys. But you follow the main character's timeline, present day, kind of what I just told you, going back home, and then you follow the perspective of her mother living with her dad while she was pregnant with her. So I don't know. She wrote a story called Jane Doe, which I read years ago, and I remember enjoying that. I don't remember really too many details, but this one definitely, I felt bored. It's forgettable. I say hard pass for me. So that one was kind of disappointing. But I did read one book on my Kindle this month, which is a goal for me for this year, so that's really good. And then the last one I read, I listened to audio, actually. I rented it from my library, and it's right here. Remarkably Bright Woman by Jessica Knoll. This one I really enjoyed. It was my other 5-star of the month. Again, there was a lot of hype on this book, I felt, and I felt like it lived up to it. This one we are following from a couple different female perspectives who were victims of it doesn't straight out say it was Ted Bundy, but that's what it's based on. And there's 2 different timelines. They intersect. The writing was great. The point of them making the fact that, you know, the women were really the victims and putting attention on them versus the glamorous, you know, handsome serial killer, and he got all the spotlight back in the day. And so I really enjoyed it. It was a very unique take. Obviously, this book was fictional, but if you know any of the history of Ted Bundy, which I have read books about true crime about him before, so she did a really good job with her research and everything, and it was really enjoyable. So that's all I got today. I'm excited to get going on my February reads, and I will be checking in with you guys soon. Please let me know if you've read any of these books, what you thought. I love chatting with you down there. And maybe tell me your favorite read of the month. What did you read? What did you pick up and love? So that's it. I will talk to you guys later. Have a good day.